Hi, Adelie. Hi, Avanti. Well, can you all hear me? Here we go. Okay, now I can hear you.
Yay.
All right.
My pumpkin.
My pumpkins. That's wonderful. And it looks like you have some stickers too.
These are from my sister.
Oh, those are cool. Unicorns. Oh, that's awesome. So since we haven't started yet. Oh, and hearts. I love it. So I have something to match your unicorn stickers. Check this out.
Look at that. And we got these ABC ones.
Oh, nice. Letters.
Still. Yeah.
And numbers.
Well, we have these ones. These ones. There's pets and we.
Oh, all different colors of stars. And fall leaves. Wow. Oh my goodness. All sorts of animals, dogs and cats. You've got a lot to choose from. You've got the whole pumpkin to decorate.
Yes. Bye.
Daddy, right back, okay?
Love you, Daddy.
Love you, babe.
Can we press this? We can. I think I'm gonna start with the pets.
With the pets?
Yeah, they're really cute. I love
Do you have a favorite one on there?
I love princesses too and rainbows. I like unicorns and butterflies.
Is that Gwen I see over there, or is that Lila? You hiding behind the pumpkin. So we have Gwen and Lila that are joining us in just a minute. They're on the other screen.
Okay.
We just can't hear them yet.
This is really heavy.
Yeah, well, we're going to be scooping all the pumpkin goop out of there, so it'll be a little bit lighter once we get done with it. But then we're going to put dirt and flowers into it, so then it'll be heavy again.
Get ready, she's gonna about to cut. She already stick the knife.
Am I allowed to start cutting them just to make it ready?
If you want to, we'll have, because I'm going to be also cutting my pumpkin with you guys, and it took me a while
One of me.
to get the top off of this one. This is the one that I made for a while.
Those are so pretty. That is so pretty.
Thank you.
You've grown it all the way. You're pretty too. I can't wait to do that.
It's going to be so much fun.
Why is it
It's the goop coming out.
the goop? But why does it goop? It's goop. It looks like water kind of dripping.
We might have one or two more kiddos joining us, so we'll give them a couple more minutes and then we'll get started.
I'm gonna make mine really pretty, so. Mine too.
I'm sure they're both going to be really pretty. I'm excited to see what they look like when you get done decorating them. Very pretty leaves. All right, I see Lila and Gwen. Can you all turn your sound on for me, please? Lila and Gwen, just unmute.
I think it is on. They're just
Oh,
really
there it is. Yay! Oh, were you guys just being super quiet so I couldn't hear you? It's very polite of you. Alrighty. Well, thank you all for being here with us today. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I've got a little intro to kind of read off to you, and then we'll get rocking and rolling on what we're gonna learn about today with all our urban gardening. And after we finish the learning portion, then we move to the skills portion. So you guys know what we're doing today, right?
Yeah.
You guys, pumpkins. We're making pumpkin planters. And then after the session, we're gonna make our pumpkin seed treats. We're not gonna do that during our live session. I'll just talk about how to do it because it takes a little while to get it in the stove, and we don't want everybody being distracted while you have stuff in the stove, or the oven, sorry. So, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, welcome to Camp Colley After School. This is our second of our 8-part monthly series where we learn all about our natural world and how to enjoy nature responsibly. So following each of our monthly virtual sessions, there's also a matching family excursion with an activity for you and your family to complete together. I'm Jessie, and I'm the Camp Program Director for Camp Colley Foundation. It's the nonprofit that operates the Camp Colley Summer Camp in Northern Arizona. And at Camp Colley, campers age 8 to 14 spend 5 days and 4 nights having fun in the outdoors, learning about nature and themselves, making new friends, shooting archery, going horseback riding, canoeing, hiking in the forest, roasting s'mores, stargazing, singing camp songs, and so much more. Does that sound like fun to you guys?
Yeah.
Awesome. Hi, Kylie. All right. So if you complete 6 out of our 8 monthly program sessions, you get a guaranteed spot at Camp Colley for free in summer of 2021. Isn't that awesome?
Huh?
Sweet. Okay. So in last month's Trash to Treasure live session, we learned all about our environment and the impact our decisions and behaviors can have on it. We learned about recycling, our carbon footprint, the greenhouse effect, and how to make an upcycle windowsill terrarium. After that, our excursion took us on a virtual tour of the City of Phoenix recycling facility, as well as a family hiking and trail cleanup adventure at the Phoenix Sonoran Preserve, or a trail of your choice. So if you haven't had a chance to do that yet, we invite you to check out your Google Classroom. We've got some info on there and a little video that kind of walks you through some basic steps for hiking and being safe while you're cleaning up the trail a little bit. So we're so excited to have you here for urban gardening with our pumpkin planter and seed treats. Today we're going to learn about growing healthy food at home, even if you don't have a yard. We'll explore the basics of plant biology and how plants interact with the environment throughout their life cycle. We'll develop a better understanding of why plants are good for the environment and why specific plants can benefit animals as well as people in different ways. We'll consider what plants need to survive and what can help them thrive. And we'll relate this to what we need to survive and thrive. And finally, we'll create our urban garden planter using our pumpkin, and we'll learn how to make healthy, delicious seed treats out of the pumpkin seeds. So before we begin, I want to make sure that we have all the supplies that we need. So for your pumpkin planter, you're going to obviously need a pumpkin. So you guys have your pumpkin? Your pumpkin. Big, heavy pumpkins. Awesome. Yay. Okay. And then we need some potting soil or dirt.
We have that one.
You got that?
She's gonna get it. Yes.
Good deal. All right. And oh, I have mine down here. What's left of it anyway. Yay, there you are. All right, and then we need something to carve the top of your pumpkin with. So a pumpkin carving tool or a sharp knife. Very nice, very nice. Here's mine.
We have
I
other
can see the
tools.
parents there. All right, and then newspaper, old magazines, something to kind of cover up your space where we're going to be getting a little messy with our pumpkins. So
Yeah, right here.
A
Really.
bunch of old magazines that I'm going to use. As much as I'd love to cover my desk in pumpkin goop, I remind myself every time I come here to work of the fun things that we did. And then we need a bowl for our pumpkin seeds.
Go get some. She's gonna get
Mine with the little unicorns because horses. And then a bowl for pumpkin goop.
it.
Perfect. All right. So after we make our pumpkin planter, we'll briefly go over how to make the pumpkin seed treats using the seeds that you scoop from your pumpkin. So we'll make these after our live session. Some optional things that you could have are decorations for your pumpkins, which I know Avanti and Adelie, you guys have lots of stickers, which I'm very excited to see what you do with those. You can also use markers, paint brushes, sponges cut into like little shapes like this. You can use glitter glue, googly eyes, whatever you'd like to decorate your pumpkin with. And then also, if you don't have any flowers or plants on hand, or if you didn't happen to grab any from your neighborhood, you can also use flower or vegetable seeds. You can also use the pumpkin seeds that we pull out of our pumpkin. I see flowers there. Excellent. Oh, are those seeds that I see up there? Yeah, very nice. All right. So we've got all of our things together. So I have a few questions to get us started. Have you ever grown a garden before?
No.
No.
Yeah, at a grandma's house.
Out at grandma's house? Awesome.
I only did one. Yeah, at mom's house, there's like a little garden on the patio. So cute. Yeah, so.
Very nice.
You guys made your gardens last week.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, last month.
Yeah, you had your windowsill terrarium.
Yeah, they're outside.
Nice. Are they? Oh, wow, that's great. Mine, we haven't been in the office as much, and I left mine in the office, and mine got a little, trying to get
A
it.
little wilty.
A little wilty, but it's still there, still giant.
Yeah. Aw.
We should have made one.
The fire stick's going strong.
Chips. Yeah.
All right. So a lot of what and when we can grow in our gardens depends on our environment. So to recap from last month's session, there are two definitions for environment. One is the surroundings or conditions in which a person, animal, or plant lives or operates. And the second one is the natural world as a whole or in a particular geographical area, especially as affected by human activity. There are a lot of similarities to what plants need in their environment to grow and what we need in our environment to grow and stay healthy and strong. So what makes a healthy environment for plants to grow? What do they need?
Water.
Water and seeds. Dirt.
Dirt.
The sun.
The sun. The sun. And nature.
Nature. What about nature? What else is in nature that they might need to grow? Do plants kind of have a way of breathing at all? Like we do? Yeah? So they breathe in stuff from the air, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So they need air and they need, let's think about something else in our environment. Do we know what happens when it gets down below freezing? Do most of our plants like it when it gets down to freezing? Plants like this?
They die. Say no.
No.
Yeah, they can get a little bit of frostbite. So the temperature is important too. So what makes a healthy environment for us to grow?
Can't put my finger on it. Vegetables.
Vegetables, so healthy food to eat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fruits too. Did you know that some plants eat bugs?
Yes, those are called carnivorous plants. I'm sure there's a fancier name for them. Do you know what one's called?
Wine. Yes.
What is it?
Huh?
A Venus flytrap, maybe? Or
A
the
fly
flies in it?
Venus trap. Wait, those big plants, like those eating little plants, they're some of them snap traps. Like you can, like buy them at Home Depot. They're at Home Depot. And you can
Yeah, they have those the little bitty plants in the little
Pot.
planters, little pot. Yeah, they're called Venus flytraps. They like a lot of moisture in their environment. They also like heat, which is good. Awesome. What else it makes a healthy environment for us to grow? So we've got healthy food. What about having a safe home to live in?
Yeah, we do have a safe home.
And then what about good people around us who care about us?
Yeah.
Grow up strong. And then what's something that plants need that we also need?
The sun. The sun.
Sun gives us vitamin D and lots of other things. What about
Water.
There we go, water. Yeah, clean water. So different plants have different needs, just like we have different needs. Some plants need a lot of water, while some can go weeks without rain, like many of those that we see here in the desert. Some plants grow best in rich, dense soil, while others thrive in sandy, loose soil. When plants have the healthiest environment for them, they have a great chance to grow strong, just like us. So before we go further, we're going to learn a little bit about plant biology. So we're going to watch a little video. Just a second. That's not doing what I wanted it to do, but it'll work. All right, are you all ready? All right, here we go.
In the blockbuster movie The Martian, Matt Damon's character grows potatoes on Mars to stretch out his freeze-dried rations long enough to be rescued by his crew. He has to gather the Martian soil, find a way to make a lot of water, and collect
Hold please, this is the
organic fertilizer.
You have no idea how much I practiced this, and now I selected the wrong one, which would explain why it was difficult to. We might check on this one in a little bit. That one is called gravitropism. That's it. We're going to stop sharing for a second. Go right back here. We're going to find a different one. Parts of the plants for kids. There we are. Now let's open the right one. That's still opening the wrong one. Interesting. Okay. Just make that go away for a second. Here's another. I'm just going to click on the link. Boop.
When school isn't a place you have to be,
Going to skip through.
why not go to school where remote learning can be as
And skip ads. All right. Now we're back on track.
Plant parts. What's green and found all over? Oops, not money. In this video, we're talking about plants. Plants are everywhere. In the forest, in your neighborhood, in the country, on mountains, on farms, in the schoolyard, even in the sidewalk cracks in the city. A plant can be an apple tree, the grass on your soccer field, flowers in the flower pot in your kitchen, even that catnip your cat goes crazy for. That's a type of plant. We eat plants. They provide us with oxygen. They feed animals. Plants provide decorations. They're even used to make clothing, backpacks, and other household items. They're inside, outside, on rooftops, on golf courses, and just about everywhere. When you bite into an apple, have some bread, eat that pasta, quench your thirst with some orange or pineapple juice, eat those chips, or have that cookie,
Is this making you
you're
hungry yet?
eating or drinking plants.
Yes.
Without plants, animals like you and me, including all the wildlife in the world, wouldn't be able to survive. So let's start with the basics. What exactly are plants? What do they do? And what are they made of? Plants are living organisms like you and me that need several essential things to survive: water, air, light, and nutrients in the soil. They also reproduce like all other living things. Every plant starts out as a seed. A seed is either planted in the soil by people, blown there by wind, or brought there by an animal. When a seed takes root in the ground, it uses that soil's nutrients to start to grow. Tiny holes in the seeds are called pores, and they drink in the nutrients and the water that the plant will need to continue to thrive. When the seed breaks open and a plant emerges, it will extend upward towards the sun or a source of light. As it grows, different parts of the plant will start to show, and eventually that plant will create seeds of its own, and the process will start all over again. The various parts that make up from our own bodies, in the sense that every part of a plant serves a specific function. Your blood carries oxygen around your body, from your heart to your brain. The lungs breathe air in and out. The stomach digests your food. Your skin protects your body. Plants have their own parts, such as their roots, their stems, their leaves, and their flowers, and they all have their own unique purpose. Each small part of the plant plays a vital role in making sure the plant survives and thrives. Here are the basic parts of every plant: the roots, the stem, the leaves, the flowers, the fruits, and the seeds. Of course, we know that the roots are underground and are the first part of the plant to grow out of the seed. But what do roots do? Well, first of all, they support and anchor the plant so it won't blow away or fall over. They also absorb water and nutrients. They store sugar and minerals, and finally, they carry water and nutrients up to the rest of the plant. Here are some images of roots from various plants. Some are shallow, and some grow very, very deep. Next, you have your stem. The stem of a plant receives and carries water and nutrients from the roots, carries food produced by the leaves from one part of the plant to another, and helps water move up the plant to get distributed throughout its various parts. Stems also provide the support the leaves need to reach the sunlight. Think of the stem as a ladder for the plant, reaching higher and higher and closer to the sun. And then you have the leaves. The leaves are amazing. They actually make the food for the plants through a process of photosynthesis and come in all kinds of shapes and sizes. Look at how small these leaves are. Now look at these. They're absolutely huge. The leaves catch the light and have openings to allow air and water to come and go. And finally, as you can see, there are veins in leaves. Just like your veins carry blood and nutrients you need to live, veins in the leaves of plants carry water and nutrients from one part of the leaf to another. What about flowers? We know they're super pretty to look at, often smell really sweet, and they attract bees. But what do they do? Well, flowers are the seed-making part of the plant, are used for fertilization so the plant can reproduce, and sometimes turn into fruits or vegetables. They're colorful so that pollinators like bees and flies are attracted to them. The part below the flower that protects the buds as they start to bloom is called sepals. What about fruits? We all know they come from plants, but why? Just to be tasty and sweet for animals? Well, yes. That's because fruits contain seeds. And when animals eat them and leave behind their droppings, the seeds in the droppings that weren't digested can then become new plants. Fruits can also take the form of vegetables, and they also have seeds in them. Finally, you've got the seeds themselves. Seeds are where plants start, and they contain all that is needed to make a new plant. They have the plant's DNA already in them. They're full of nutrients that the new plant can use to help it start to sprout out of the ground. They're protected by an outer coat, and they're moved to new locations by the wind, water, or animals. What do you think is the coolest part of a plant? As you can see, all the parts are necessary for the whole plant to survive and thrive. If the parts don't work together, the plants won't be able to, well, be a plant. So the next time you're asked to take care of a plant, remember that all its parts are counting on you. You have to make sure it has enough water, plenty of light, and all of the nutrients it needs so that every part of the plant can do its thing. Under the right conditions, plants can live a long time. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a ficus plant to water.
All right, so that was a lot of information in a short amount of time. So I don't expect you to remember all of it, but it's good to be able to just be familiar with some of the words. Kylie, were you able to see the video?
So we couldn't see the video, but we heard everything.
Oh.
So like it just stayed at like 0 and didn't like progress, but we could hear it. I don't know. It was interesting.
Interesting. Yay, technology. Adelie and Avanti, were you able to see the video?
It was the same for us.
Oh my gosh, so we just had, okay. Well, I'm sorry about that. You all are troopers for sure. Good sports. Well, did you learn anything new from that video about plants?
Yeah. I learned about everything.
What did you learn?
I learned first stem. What? Tell me.
Did you learn where plants get their energy from?
Well, we learned about the flowers, the roots.
You get nutrients from the roots.
Yeah.
And then they use the sun's energy for their energy as well. So what's the word that starts with a P? And this is for everyone. What's the word that starts with a P for how, and the sound, it starts with a PH, so it sounds like, since you all weren't able to see the video, for how plants turn sunlight into energy. It's a big, long word.
Photosynthesis.
We said that, Mom.
Yep, it's photosynthesis. Very good.
It's hard to say.
And what part of the plants get nutrients from the soil and help them stay upright?
Soil?
Yeah, what part of the plant is in the soil?
I don't know.
So up above the ground, we've got the leaves, we've got the stem, and then what's down in the dirt?
The root.
Yeah. All right, Gwen and Lila. So, we are gonna skip down just a little bit. So you might have noticed that a lot of trees that we see here in the desert look very different from the trees we see in the forest, such as ponderosa pine trees. So I'm gonna hopefully this will work better than the attempt to share that video. Share a little picture with you. Here is a pond, well, a few ponderosa pines. This is kind of what it looks like up at Camp Colley.
Wow. Wow.
Big, tall trees. And then, we have trees here that have adapted to be able to thrive in the desert, such as the Palo Verde. And I'm gonna share a picture of the Palo Verde. People pronounce it different ways. Palo Verde. Palo Verde. Show a picture of that right here. Oh, wrong picture. Why are you doing that? I think I clicked on the wrong picture. No, I clicked on the wrong. This is cool. Yeah, does not want to cooperate. That's cool. Maybe if I click on the other picture, I can show you a picture of Palo Verde. Ponderosa pine. Oh, it still shows the ponderosa pine. Well, that's fun. Do you all know can somebody describe to me what a Palo Verde looks like?
Palo Verde looks like.
So Palo Verde means green stick. So it grows here in the desert and it has green bark. Blooms, it has yellow flowers that smell really good. It's actually our state tree. And the roots are pretty shallow, which means they're really close to the surface. So they don't go real deep down into the ground. Why do you think they grow so shallow and close to the surface here in the desert? Yes.
Because, well, they need water. The trunk really needs water.
And there's no water here.
And there's no water here, so.
There's not much water, especially this year, huh? We haven't seen a whole lot of rain. So in order for them to survive, they keep their roots up close to the surface of the ground. So that way when it does rain, they can gather up as much water as they can. So what do you think might be some other adaptations of the Palo Verde tree that help it thrive in the desert?
The green bark? The green bark.
That's pretty unique, huh? Do you know what that green bark does?
What?
It has chlorophyll in it.
Chlorophyll?
Mm-hmm. And that's what helps with photosynthesis. So it's able to kind of maximize the sun and the sun's energy so that it can get as much energy from the sun as it can without having to use its leaves, in which case it might lose some moisture in those leaves. A little bit complicated to explain, but it's a really cool tree. They also have spiky thorns all over the Palo Verde. Why do you think that might be good for a tree that grows in the desert?
So it can protect itself. So it can protect itself.
Absolutely, yeah. Because a tree might look kind of yummy to a lot of critters out here. There's not a whole lot to choose from other than like prickly pear fruit and things like that, right?
But you bump into the snakes and then
All right, so what are some other examples of plants that have adaptations that help them be successful in our desert, the Sonoran Desert?
cactus.
Different cacti. Do you know what some of them are called?
Snow. Pine choya.
Choya, yeah.
Lion, I think lion.
We don't know any others.
So what about the one with the big arms?
That's
Big tall cacti with the big arms. People always think of when they come out here. Lila and Gwen, do you guys know?
like
A little louder for me.
the
Saguaro, very good. Yeah. And then we have barrel cacti, which are the short, stubby ones with the long thorns. And some of those you can actually kind of play music on those thorns if you're careful. And then there's prickly pear cacti, hedgehog cacti, lots of different cacti out here. And there's also succulents, which retain water, like aloe vera. And then in the springtime, what do we see bloom for a short period of time?
flowers from the cactus. From the cactuses, like on the top, on the sides, on the spikes.
Mm-hmm. And then do we ever see any actual wildflowers out here?
No. We actually, yes, in our grandma's park, there's like wildflowers. And I was picking them. Because they like. Well, I told you not to pick them because they might something.
Yes, we have wildflowers out here too, and they look really delicate compared to a lot of the other things that grow out here in our desert. So we've talked about how plants can survive and thrive in our desert. What happens when plants die? Do they just disappear?
No, they get like rotten or crumbly. Then all of them fall off. And then they get bended.
And
And
then
then everything's gone. Gone for life forever.
They decompose.
They decompose.
they decompose. Yes, they do. So that was actually going to be the answer to my next question. What is it called when plants and other organic or carbon-containing material are broken down? So now we can say it all together, that word that starts with a D. 1, 2, 3.
Donut?
Decompose.
Donut. I like where your mind's at.
I thought it was a donut.
Decompose.
I like donuts. Okay. Decompose.
There we go. So decomposition is the process where dead organic substances are broken down into simpler organic or inorganic matter, such as carbon dioxide, water, simple sugars, and mineral salts. This is like nature's way of recycling the nutrients that have been used by a plant or animal, an organism, to build its body. We've introduced some new terms here, such as decomposition, organic material, and inorganic material, as well as some familiar ones, such as environment and recycling. So let's take a peek at this last video, fingers crossed, to get a better picture of how decomposition works. And when we're done, we'll recap and we'll begin our pumpkin planter activity.
I can't wait.
So much fun. All right, let's hope this works as well as it did when I was practicing it. There you go. Oh, yay. That's not it. That was the one that I initially had wanted. We're going to just make that go away. Try this again.
It'll work. We don't
And
see
this
it.
time we'll make sure that you guys can actually hear the sound.
Fingers crossed for the whole video.
Away. Oh, look at that. This is what we want. All right, this is a bit of a shorter video. We're only going to go to about 3 minutes. Can you all see the video?
Yeah. Perfect.
Wonderful. All right, here we go.
Food waste, purple. Out of all the things we throw out, food occupies the most space in American landfills.
The average American family of 4 throws out $1,600 of produce each year.
Australians throw out up to 20% of the food they buy, adding up to about $1,036 annually for the average household.
When food goes to the landfill, it's not returning to the earth in a pleasant way. As it rots, it releases methane, a devastating greenhouse gas.
Although carbon dioxide is more prolific than methane in the atmosphere, methane causes greater short-term damage. It dissipates within a decade, but traps up to 100 times more heat than carbon dioxide in a 5-year period.
Composting your food scraps is an important step to take in reducing your personal impact. When we compost our food, we're diverting it from the landfill and allowing it to break down in a way that significantly reduces and even prevents methane production.
On top of that, you can actually use the finished compost for gardening and landscape projects.
Today, Alex and I are going to build a compost bin for Alex's mom.
But first, a little more on how composting works.
It's not as easy as dumping your food scraps in a pile. There's a little bit of science to it.
In order for your compost to be happy, you need to have a balance of nitrogen and carbon, greens and browns.
Greens include food scraps, coffee grounds, tea bags, garden scraps, and fresh grass clippings.
Browns include dry leaves, straw, sawdust, twigs, paper napkins, and newspaper.
You should have 2 to 3 times as much brown as green. If you have too much green, your compost pile will stink.
Most organic materials can go into the compost, including eggshells, hair, fingernails, pure cotton, and wool.
But you should not compost meat, dairy, bones, pet feces, or diseased plants.
When you add to your compost, make sure you cover your greens with browns in order to prevent odor and pests. It's good to throw in some soil here and there, as it will introduce more organisms into your pile.
You'll also need to make sure your little science project is properly hydrated. If the microorganisms don't get enough water, they'll die. If they get too much water, they'll drown. You want to land somewhere in the middle. Cover your compost during heavy rains and add water if needed.
For healthy compost, you also want to aerate your pile. This can mean turning it every few days and potentially driving holes into it to create air channels.
If you do a good job of balancing greens, browns, water, and air, you can get finished compost every few months. Finished compost is dark brown, smells earthy, and has a crumbly texture.
Compost returns important nutrients to the soil, which is great for gardening or growing food. If you don't have a garden, ask your neighbors, friends, and families if they would like some. You could even sell it.
Okay, now for that compost bin. Alex's mom asked us to put together a compost bin with this spare trash can that she had laying around. So what we're gonna do is drill some holes into it so it can get airflow. We're gonna set it up onto some bricks so that the air can come under. And that's about all we're doing to modify it. You don't need to go out and buy a super expensive compost kit. You can make your own at home pretty easily.
All right, so there's lots of resources if you're interested in starting your own compost bin at home, and maybe starting your own garden, maybe even add to your terrariums or your pumpkin. So can somebody tell me what are some examples of organic material?
What are some examples of organic material?
Food, like we eat. What else?
What kind of food? Tell me one kind of food that you think is an organic material.
Banana peels. Banana peel.
Banana peels, yep.
Apple cores.
Apple cores? What are apple cores? Apple cores.
The center of your apple, yeah. So after you eat all the outside and you're avoiding those seeds on the inside, that's your apple core. That's what you have left.
Like in the pumpkin we have. Kinda.
Pumpkin guts.
Pumpkin.
But the pumpkin is also an organic material.
Pumpkin.
Can you tell me an example of a decomposer?
Decomposer.
And these questions are for everyone, so don't be shy.
Decomposer.
Decomposer.
Mushroom.
Mushrooms, yes.
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms are decomposers. Worms, very good. Yep, worms are great decomposers. In fact, there is a farm in Levine called the Worm Farm, and they make the most wonderful compost for gardens, and they raise worms, hence the name the Worm Farm. So what can you do with compost?
Plants.
Yeah, what does it do for plants?
Nutrients.
What's that?
Nutrients.
Nutrients. Very good. Yes. So it gives them lots of nutrients so they can grow nice and healthy and strong, just like us, right? When we eat nutritious food, we can grow healthy and strong. So how does this help the environment? How does composting help the environment?
Food.
What about the food? That was very good. So with the food that we normally would throw away into our compost instead, and we're able to help it break down without producing a bunch of methane, which it would do in the landfill, then we're taking those nutrients that it's gotten broken down into and putting that back into the soil so we can grow new food, right? So I have one more question about decomposition. What might happen if we kick apart a dead tree trunk lying on the ground?
The plant would die.
If it was already dead, it's already dead. It's lying on the ground and it might be kind of falling apart a little bit. And you might come across it on a hike or something. And sometimes people think, oh, I want to kick it and see what's inside.
There might be an animal.
There might be worms in there.
Yeah.
Worms.
Yeah. It could be grubs, other decomposers. It could be mushrooms, right?
Mushrooms. What else? Bugs. Caterpillars. Mold.
Yeah. And so, but if you kick that hard enough, it could break it apart and it could disrupt the habitat for those decomposers, which could interrupt the decomposition process. So we could be, in the long run, we could be preventing new plants and old plants from getting the nutrients they would have gotten from the decomposed tree. So now that we understand the full life cycle of plants, some different ways that they interact with their environment and why it can be helpful to allow organic material to decompose in nature, let's think about our environment at home and how we might be able to grow plants or a garden even without a large space of land to grow in the ground. So what are some examples of ways you can grow plants in or around your home?
You can put seeds in the ground, then put it in the sun, and then put some water each day. Just not too much, or else it will drown, die, and get ruined.
Right. Very good. Looks like you all have learned a lot.
Ruined.
There we go. All right. And then we practiced something last time, right?
Yeah.
We used household materials to make our mini terrariums.
Yep.
That was pretty cool. And now we're making our pumpkin.
Yay.
All right, so we're gonna make the pumpkin you can use to grow flowers or food from seeds or seedlings. This is a fun way to garden where everything you use can be composted, and it looks quite festive this time of year. So we've got all of our materials together. Is everybody ready to get started?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So first we're going to set up our pumpkin planter area with our newspaper, old magazines, whatever we're using to catch the pumpkin goop mess we're going to make. All right, I see you all have your paper down. Awesome. Gwen and Lila, do you guys have your space ready?
Yep.
We're going to make it messy. Awesome.
Can't wait. Can't wait. Can't wait.
See how this works with magazines. Okay, so now we're gonna ask an adult to help you cut a hole around the top of your pumpkin, like you're creating a jack-o'-lantern lid. So we'll take our sharp knife, adult.
Two in.
Put this over here. Make sure that you're always cutting away from yourself because these pumpkins can get slippery. This one's a little more compact than the other pumpkin. And the top doesn't have to be pretty because it's going to get covered up by your plants anyway.
Move utterly, please.
I want to open this. Ew.
Oh, a little further than I expected. I think the part that surprised me the most was the amount of time that it actually takes to get the top cut. I forgot how long it takes.
The pumpkin is open.
It looks like Kylie's got some pumpkin goop over there.
Okay. All right. If you want.
Yes. So messy.
Okay, go.
Take this out because
Yeah, use your hand. Here. No. Hand up, please. Use your hands. Use your hands.
Okay.
Use your hands. It's gonna get gooey anyway. Just use your hands.
That's the fun part.
Fun part, Aisha. Are you sure you're getting this guy's a hill?
It's getting messy and gross.
Vicky, come on. Be as strong as I can. Get his guts out. Just get out, please. Get out guts.
Removing our goop and seeds and putting them in our bowl.
This is super duper ew in here. Why?
Super duper ew.
There's so much, there's like a million left in it. Big thing in there, like pull it out, kind of.
Just pulling them out.
You put your lid with your pumpkin goop if
Big
you
one.
want. You don't want to
Ew.
Go back.
Ew, this is so disgusting.
I'm gonna use this one to scrape it.
You know what? I'm just gonna. It's so icky, right, Mom? Oh, thank you, Mom, for helping me. This is icky.
Okay, take out that stuff. Go into it.
And if you need help getting everything stuff inside, it doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to be putting dirt in there. But if you want help getting stuff out, you can also.
Go away. Ew. Ew. Oh.
Yeah, you have to go up. To go.
This one is big.
Just put it over.
I have a big gut right here.
Turn it on.
Big one. Get this big one out. This is never the fun part. Ew. It's actually really fun. Ew. You can just put your hand into it. It feels squishy and weird.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to pick up the big ones, but you know. Ew! Gross! Isn't that so gross?
It is a pretty gross texture.
100% gross. Look it and squish it. Still like it. Okay. Got out a lot. Oh. Look at this big chunk right here.
Oh, wow. That is a big old chunk of pumpkin goop.
Look at this big old chunk.
Oh, yeah. You got some seeds in there, too.
Ew. Big old Whoa. Okay, there's only a little bit of seeds left in mine.
How's it going over there with Glenn and Lila?
Good. Just
Show me your pumpkin goop.
This is going to best. So disgusting. Ew. This is never the fun part.
Okay, you
I need this. I'll do that one next. I hope. Let's just get this one out. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Scrape. I'm scraping it hard in the camera again.
It's fine. Try to get the seeds out.
Yeah. Oh, done. I got all the seeds. This is one more. Wait, two more. And done. Yep, I'm done.
So it's okay if you're still getting some goop and seeds out of your pumpkin. I'll go ahead and tell you the next step for those of you that are ready for it. We're gonna put some dirt in the bottom of the pumpkin.
I'm gonna wash my hands.
If you're going to plant a flower or seedlings, if you're gonna plant a plant that's already growing in your pumpkin, then you want to fill it up just a few inches so you can still fit your plant in there, the root base. If you're planting seeds, you're gonna want to fill up most of your pumpkin with the soil.
I'm done. I'm almost done. I'll put it. There. We're gonna do that one. Do this. Start. My fingers so flat.
Pour some of this in here without making a giant mess. Could be a disaster.
Thank you for reminding me.
Trying to get out of that.
Can you take that tray over there to the kitchen, please?
And then,
Wow.
One.
yeah.
There. This is like a course of mud bath. But pumpkin. It's like washing your hands in pumpkin. Ew.
There's balls of, that's a ball of pumpkin goop, isn't it?
It totally is.
Ew.
He loves it.
So squishy, and I'm already putting the dirt in.
All right, so I'm pretty sure we're as good as it's gonna get.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
What are your thoughts?
It's okay if there's still some goop in there. Maybe you'll grow a pumpkin, an unexpected pumpkin.
See? It's so full. Auntie, come turn on the water for me, please. 1 second. Thank you. Please.
Go close my door.
So Jesse, should I just fill it up to the top because we're gonna do seeds?
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Was that, were you asking if you should fill it up to the top?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So you want to fill it up to the top because when we already have like, plants that have already been grown, we already have that root ball, which is why we don't want to fill up all the way yet.
Okay.
And then we'll end up filling around that. But when you're starting off the seeds, you'll want to fill up almost to the top.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
we're about at that stage, I'm gonna go ahead and put my plant in here. We're gonna squeeze around the base. A little bit. Oh, that just got messy. You all see all those roots on the bottom of this?
Oh my goodness. The roots.
Let me see. Whoa. That is so amazing. Those are so amazing.
Did you remember what they said in that video that the roots are like?
Mm-hmm. That was light. Mine. You get the pee.
Taller than I realized.
No, you do. You do.
You're gonna share them, so I don't hear nothing.
I'll make enough. What kind of seeds are you all planting over?
I'm planting sunflower seeds.
Wonderful, sunflower seeds. Those are going to be so pretty.
Ours are going to be pretty too, right?
Yes, they are. So what are you all planting?
Petunias.
Petunias.
Yes, wonderful.
Right.
Now I will warn you while I'm thinking about it that sometimes critters like to eat our plants, right? Petunias can be especially tasty, and so can sunflower seeds. So be mindful of where you put your pumpkin planter whenever you find a good spot for it. You want to make sure that the critters aren't going to get to it before you get to enjoy your plant. I actually had some petunias that I was going to plant for today's activity, and some rodents apparently found them and nibbled away at all the flowers and had a nice little dinner for themselves.
My mom's doing a good job.
Good as that's gonna get. That's just gonna have to. Here. Dirt. Here. Very pretty.
Don't move it, don't move it. Move it there.
Heavy.
Too heavy for you.
Too heavy.
You're gonna have so many flowers on those.
Yep. They're gonna be really pretty.
I like when you can't see the blossoms on some of them yet, so you don't know what colors they're gonna be until they start blooming.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the color. Summer rainbow. This time I'm gonna feed it well, Lee. I'm gonna feed it really well every day, even though I have school. My mom can't wait to go on school in real life right now. It's like in the real life. It's like going to school in real life. Okay.
So Jessie, she put her seeds in. So does she just need to like decorate now?
Yep, so the next step is to decorate your pumpkin.
Yay!
You might want to rinse your hands off first because they are probably covered in pumpkin goop and dirt. If you haven't already.
Did you guys wash your hands?
Yeah, my hands are clean.
I make sure.
Kind of done.
Get on the- Eat them.
I'm gonna paint mine with a big heart on it, and then 2 flowers on the sides of the flower. This is what it looks like. Nice. Our floor is dirty. Oh yeah, it's dirty with dirt. Let's start. There. Look at my hand. I did. I found it. I can't move. First we did learning. Now we're doing first take out the guts, and now we are going to make the seed. And then now we put the soil in. Now we put the flowers. Now we can decorate.
That's a good idea to wipe off the outside of your pumpkin if you'd like, because sometimes they catch a little bit of that dirt. Sometimes they come with a little bit of dirt. All right, what side is my pumpkin doing?
Should be right here.
Look at her flowers.
So pretty, the flowers. Oh, so pretty. I like your flowers. They're really pretty. They're really pretty. They're amazing. Not just pretty. Time for the toothpick. There's a boy.
What are those?
Okay. My feet are dirty. I'm gonna rub them out. I love you. I love you too.
Avanti, please.
You guys too. You and me. And you guys. Of course you guys. Oh, that was good. And
Okay, sorry, my bad.
Okay.
This one down. This one. Let's put you inside. Is it our turn to decorate it?
Yes.
This won't be a mess, I promise.
But it's okay if it is.
Oh, this looks so pretty.
Please go in the dark paint, okay?
Glow in the dark?
Yeah.
It's gonna look so pretty outside. Everyone's gonna be jealous. That's why they're so bright. We're gonna get glow in the dark paint.
That's pretty cool.
So like pretty. Like so light. Yeah, they're so light. Yeah, I can't wait for glow in the dark. Everyone's gonna be so jealous.
Oh, I'm at the jelly.
Your pumpkin whenever they come by your house.
Everyone's jealous. How can be that? Oh, shit, it dropped you. Okay.
Yeah.
It's my time to decorate them. Oh, yeah.
Don't put them in the dirt, please. Or try not to, at least. Here. Here.
God, you just dropped one. Oh. I'm putting all the brushes like this way, Mom. Mom. Thank you.
Here. I think that's enough brushes. You guys don't need all of them.
No. Okay, let's start. No, this isn't going dark. Like, just. What I do is just dance. Actually, paint just dance. They'll be so pretty. What color is that? Dance, right? Yeah. One. First, I'm just giving her some makeup pounding. I don't see it. I want it to be nice and flat. It's got a bingle, bingle, bingle. Bingle, bingle, bingle. Bingle, bingle, bingle.
Use hearts all over it in different colors instead of doing nothing.
I'm doing nothing. I'll just do something.
Not stickers, no.
Oh,
First, paint.
Then stickers. And then stickers. And then we're done.
Hey, come on, stop making a mess.
And now for the heart. No, not dirt. I'm gonna need a dirt. Oh yeah, you're right. I should make that. It'll be easy. This one's not perfect, but yeah. Oh, well, at least I tried. Decorated.
Yay,
I have another part. One heart. 100 to go. This. Let me start with the one color. Yeah. Do but dig.
Oh, I just flowed water down the wrong way. That was fun.
Poopy poop. I'm gonna try bagging a heart. Oh. Yeah.
Stop wasting it.
Yeah. And Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse. I need that kind of house. And then, we go in the dark. What else? Okay. What else? Oh, I saw Mickey Mouse like I don't know. Let's go ahead and put those. Cause the purple works perfectly. Now back to my heart. And make a little bit of a heart. Hearts. Perfect. This is actually Minnie Mouse. Wow, the purple looks perfectly. We have one in the diet paint. Because purple is perfect. Oh.
Glenn and Lila, what are you decorating with?
Paint stickers.
Stickers.
No, paint, just paint. Dad. I'm gonna write Happy Thanksgiving. Well, it's almost Thanksgiving. Everyone loves Thanksgiving. It's a boy. It's a girl. Boy. Okay. Ooh. Oh. My hands. Hey. How do you write Thanksgiving?
You look for finish your hand.
Oh, there we go.
Books. Pretty hard. It's gonna be good. The tough part.
I'm so excited to see when you guys get done.
I-N-G. It's not G-I. I'm writing in. Maybe I can change that into the I. No.
Oh, that pumpkin got painted quick.
This can be G. A. L. A. O. D.
Oh, you got a sticker. I'm sorry.
What's this? I'm gonna have a glow in the dark.
Somehow it happened.
I have a glow in the dark name.
Okay, then you put the A wrong, girl. No, you need to put the right one. I want to move your hair.
Sorry.
Well, move it this way. There, Atali. Put the A.
This way. Did I make it right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. A glow in the dark
Keep
man.
going. You can put other stuff here.
I wonder if this. Like I'm painting. It's all done. What if you had glow in the dark man? Would be there.
She did have some, but
A double heart. Heart on top of heart. Oh, you made us. Okay. Well. Whoa. That's a club. I'm have a glowing in the dark. Ooh. Gonna be so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
look how much colors.
I just need to dab it. Dab. Hard.
Okay, I think I'm done. Not to put on the right there.
We're gonna need
I need a stickers now.
No, you have to wait until your paint dries.
No, bring a different place. Like, not where it's paint.
I want him. Oh, nice. No more, Monty.
What? No.
You're gonna waste all your stickers.
No, no, there's like 1,000 on you.
No.
Hey, what did you shit? No, computer ridiculous.
You're doing great, teacher. I mean, you're doing great. Good. A lot of good. So much.
Here, half and half. They all have the same length.
Okay.
You already took a sticker from there, so that's yours. Oh, hey, are you done painting?
No problem. I'll just put it right there. I can put it. Use it for a while. I'm just not artist at that part.
Why don't you put stickers where you didn't paint anything? You have this whole area right here where you didn't paint nothing. Look at it. Look.
No. I'm gonna keep going on this side.
Oh, wow.
Definitely. Look at that heart. Please. Technically, you can't put. You love that.
You can start putting stickers too, or you don't have to put painting it.
I just put one. Which one do you think the best? This one or this one or this one? Which one do you think the best?
Oh, different.
Little mouse.
Those are so pretty.
That's the
Time.
Isn't that a little cute mouse? That's cute.
Mhm.
I'll just put that back there. Whatever. But if I have flavor, that will. So when it's dry, it's glowing in the dark. I think so. I love it. Okay. Is that gonna be your apprentice? Maybe it can be yours and Julian's apprentice.
I think you'll get here first.
It's cold for your face. Maybe you should put that in the freezer soon. Mom, I just cut off these carrots too.
You're terrible.
Where's terrible? Well, I can just hide its tail. I'll just pretend to hide. So I'm just gonna hide it.
It'll just go off.
Yeah. Girl, can you put a big sticker on mine?
Alright. Yeah, I did.
You see? This one too.
No. Oh, yeah.
Girl.
That one too, don't put a lot.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Y'all are carrying stuff.
Don't worry. There's a lot of pictures.
Stuff. We're gonna put harder than that.
it looks a little like a heart, right?
Phenomenal, babe. Are you ready to eat now?
I kissed it, but it burned me.
Oh, yeah, some of them are still hot.
Oh, now move on. Yeah. You did.
Or that whatever.
Here.
Okay, sure.
You guys each get 3.
On your
No. I can't do it.
I did.
Oh.
Well, that's a lot, Lila.
I thought I'm really going. Not quite though.
Well, where's your eco backpack?
Because I needed my color book, yeah, for me. So I could use it. Me too. And I'm trying to glue stickers on. Get this one. Yeah. We can put how many as we want. This and this and this and this.
I don't know if I'm not. Not just Melty. Don't die on me. Please.
If Joanne falls asleep, has to come off for a minute.
I paint every side of it.
What about doing the little flowers that Nana taught you how to do? Remember on these pumpkins?
I am getting the flower. Not just like that, but like something else.
Oh, cool. You should have made them little green, girl.
That's what I need to. We'll get another cover on that, right?
That's fine.
It's fine. I could just gather right now. But, yeah.
Sounds good. Make a few more of those flowers, but with different colors, not just purple.
Okay. I'll just use this. With all that paint off. This kind. Done. I don't know.
Mom, so the camera can see.
I must put in. That's mine.
Oh my goodness.
I put a lot of doggies on. I really like it.
It's bigger.
I need more pink. More pink. On them. They just need stars on them. That's put too much. Let me see the puppy. Wow, that's pretty. I really like it. Wow. Wow, that is pretty. It's cute. I really like mine because, yeah, there's like a lot of hearts and stars.
What kind of animals do you have down at the bottom?
What animals do you have?
I have doggies and cats.
Aw, that's awesome.
Mice, which are the toys.
Here's what?
The mice, which are the toys for the kids.
Oh, gotcha. Toys for the cats.
Wait, I'm not done. I got to put them. Wait, not done. I need to put a unicorn. Everyone knows you have to put a unicorn on your pumpkin. You said only 3, right? She didn't say that. I know. Did you only say you could put 3?
3 unicorns, yes.
She said only put 3 unicorns. Oh. No, I heard. Because I didn't hear it. I thought you were lying to me. There. I just want to put one unicorn.
Try out your paint.
Oh yeah.
What's this face? Little rainbow on top of it. And a unicorn and a rainbow. Yeah. Perfect. Here. I need those beans.
Can you help me get one of these? What? I stick my paper onto my yeah.
Here. Wait.
What just unmuted me? Mom, you unmute me?
Here, one, two.
I already put some in.
You want another one?
No.
What about a rainbow?
I already put a rainbow in one.
Fine.
Fine. You can have a rainbow if you want.
What about the stars? You didn't put any stars on there, girl?
Yes, I did.
I don't see no stars.
They're on the puppies. And there's one in the back, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 in the back right here.
Should I do none this one?
That's so cute. Pug.
Should I do this one with the hair?
What
This one
the
with its hair.
Mom, I want a pug. I don't care if it grows. I just want a pug. I want to keep a pug.
Look at this part really dry.
Aww.
I just want a pug. Or 2 hours.
One and Lila's pumpkin is illuminated.
I'm hungry. I'm definitely hungry now.
You just saw this one.
It's like it's
Oh, that tiny olive.
So cool. Is everybody done decorating their pumpkins?
Yeah.
Well, with all those stickers, I'm sure there could be more decorating like involved.
Be done.
Now we can finally eat our food.
Yay! Here's the one that I made. It was a little.
Look at her pumpkin.
Oh, it's a cat. Oh, cute.
It's a cat with hair on top.
With hair. And do we have one pumpkin or 2 pumpkins over there with Lila? I see one. One pumpkin?
Just one.
One pumpkin. I like it. That's cute. Like it is dinner time. It is dinner time. Go ahead and make this screen. Oh, Nice. Now I can really see both of them.
Yay.
Awesome.
Now you can see both of them back there too.
Awesome. Ooh, is that pizza? Delicious. Okay, now I'm starting to get hungry.
Sorry.
Alrighty. Well, I am gonna go ahead and take this out of full screen so I can see what I need to see. So I'm going to put the instructions for creating or for making your pumpkin seed treats online. But if you want to get to it before I get it posted, you're welcome to just Google it too. But basically what you're going to do is separate the seeds from the goop, clean off the seeds, rinse them off real well, make sure they're nice and dry. And then you'll put them on a cookie sheet. Butter the cookie sheet or put some cooking oil on it. Make sure that the seeds are covered so you can kind of shake them around. And then put them in a preheated oven at 350 degrees. And then you'll toast them for about 10 minutes. You can also use a toaster oven for a smaller amount. And as soon as they start getting kind of a little toasted light brown, you want to go ahead and pull them out, let them cool. You can season them with salt. People sometimes like to get fancy and use different kinds of seasonings and stuff on their pumpkin seeds. But once they're ready and they've turned a light golden color, you can cool them off and enjoy your pumpkin seeds.
Cool.
That's what you can do every day. Oh, our battery's low.
What's that?
Our battery was low.
Battery's low. Well, it's good timing because we have reached the end. You all were wonderful. Thank you so much for following along with us today and creating these awesome pumpkin planters. And I hope you enjoy your pumpkin seed treats. For the offline part of urban gardening, you and your family and friends can head to a local farm to learn more about gardening and composting. So when you go, don't be shy about asking the folks who take care of the farm any appropriate questions you might have. And because that's how we learn. And we'll post more information for your offline excursion within the next week. And in November, we'll see you back here again for our session on the spectacular sky, where we'll make a cloud in a jar and solar s'mores.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I love it. We can see everybody's pumpkins. Thank you all again. I hope you have an amazing October, and we'll keep in touch on the Google Classroom, and we'll see you next time at Camp Colley after school.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
The stars are actually sparkling.
Thank you.
Jesse.
Welcome.
Say bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.